Well, all right, everybody, welcome on in. You are watching Hypocritic GG, streaming live on Twitch and YouTube. I'm Loose and call me Cheat Speak, and we're back to Mario Kart already. It's happening again. God damn it. God damn it. We're gonna do it for y'all. There's a new update, 1.3.0, and that can only mean one thing. We gotta play it for all of y'all's enjoyment right here, right now. So we're gonna do it. Hi, welcome back. Nice to see you. We're gonna play game for you. And there's lots to play. Because it's my understanding, if I read these patch notes correctly, that there's been some updates to this here Mario Kart World Online experience. So I'm gonna pull up the list just so I have it for reference, which I do indeed have, and I very intelligently carved out ahead of time. So we'll talk about it a little bit as we get into the game proper. Open standing invite, as is often the case here for those who feel so inclined to partake. Exclamation point friend code or exclamation point FC will give you our Switch friend code, and you can join in the fun here live, and then you can screw with us in all sorts of other fun ways. The dice cam is back and looking physically better than ever thanks to some new gear, excuse me, courtesy of Baloney and Sari. So get your rolls in, exclamation point D20, always how that goes. You can exclamation point and then a color to change the color of the lights behind me as well, and that's always very exciting. Lots of different colors are supported. You know how that works by now. So we're gonna hop right in, and then of course you can join our online lobbies and play at your liege, my liege. We're gonna catch you up on all the latest happenings here on the channel, some of what's coming in the next few weeks in terms of content and what you should expect. Let me know if the audio sounds okay. Still in the new flow with the new equipment, all the good stuff. I think we're good. And let's see where these fine people are for their next race. You'll see now, there's one of the additions is the location of Peach medallions, P-switches, and question mark panels that you've already hit on the map, so you know places that you've already explored and some areas of the map where maybe you need a little bit more time and effort spent, which I think is great. A lot of people were clamoring for some sort of list of, or tracker of how many of those collectibles in free roam you found and how many are still to go. And while this is not the comprehensive list, it still doesn't tell you how many are out there in game. I think that does go a long way toward helping those completionists who want to, you know, dig a little deeper and see what they've missed. So that is a good change, I think. And there's some others that we'll talk about here as well, in terms of the online play experience in particular, because I'm very excited to see how that's going to change things. And it looks like they may well be underway here. And oh, it only shows their location on the P-switch screen, which is fun. Okay, so they're going to Acorn Heights. We're gonna drop right on them. So it looks like a short intermission. I've heard, oh, I like that it puts us facing the wrong way to start. Let's keep an eye on them with Jump Up Superstar in the background, always a good choice. They only have 14 HP, that's not good. Let's catch on up. We've made it to Acorn Heights. We'll just hang out here, they'll be back. All right, let's talk about some of what's new in this update. So, if I pulled this all out and I can load it up here for you. Here are the patch notes that Nintendo has revealed aside from the standard, you know, there's gameplay improvements and your experience is better. Big differences. I'm going to call out a couple while we're sitting here waiting. You can now join friends playing Knockout Tour by selecting friends from online play one player. Amazing that this needed to happen at all. I'm not sure why this wasn't in the game to start, considering how heavily they were advertising Knockout Tour, but better late than never. Up to 2 players can now play free roam while waiting if the game was full when trying to join friends playing Race, Knockout Tour, or Battle in online play. As you've already seen, the free roam map now displays the positions of P-switches you've run over and Peach medallions you've obtained. You can now select a P-switch from the map and move to a location near it, so it now serves as sort of a fast travel point, which is very cool. In free roam, you can now transform into the character pulled into the UFO. A lot of UFO-specific tweaks in that sense. Look at that beautiful moss. Let's see. The conditions for the appearance of some Peach medallions in free roam have been adjusted. That's fine. Drake's is already here. Drake's Cove is here. It is Zawarudo. It's just easy enough to pronounce. I guess we may be unlocking all the characters. When spectating in Knockout Tour or Balloon Battle in online play or wireless play, you can now choose who to watch, even if you are holding the Joy-Con 2 or Joy-Con horizontally. What a world we're living. Supposedly the number of lap tracks has increased, but we're already not seeing that yet, so let's try to random out there. Decrease the time between when an item box is taken by someone and the next time it is revived. That is their term for it. So we're going to see that play out, I'm sure. Increased the invincibility time after spinning or crashing during a race. That is going to be huge. I'm sure we're going to put that to the test here tonight. Reduce the force of jumps when landing on a rival from above. That's also huge. Can't wait to see how that plays out. Further increase the frequency of lap-type courses appearing in the selection when choosing the next course in versus race and wireless races. We're gonna see that, I hope. And then decrease the amount of time when you finish and when spectating begins in Knockout Tour or Balloon Battle. Decrease the amount of time between passing through the checkpoint and when the ranking is displayed in Knockout Tour and wireless play. And land play. Okay, so we're going to Dandelion Depths here. Let's roll. Do you think Nintendo is back into action? Well, they certainly have not been expeditious in addressing some of the feedback that players had with Kart World in particular, but it is at least encouraging to see changes. If we're slowly kind of getting to a state that more people were hoping this was going to be in, and fixing some of these ongoing issues that are very clearly, of course, well, at least we're not getting whacked again. And the camera may dip in and out here a little bit. It's been misbehaving since we started, of course. Well, this fucking sucks. This update is trash. I don't know why. We thought this was going to work out. Real good start here, folks. One thing that I've had to constantly remind myself of, I lost a ton of points for that, by the way. We got disconnected, I don't know why, and I lost almost 100 points for the game fucking up. Which is wonderful. Can't wait for that to happen more and more. Matt has joined. Oh, we're in good shape now. He inflamed picture one. What I was going to say is the important thing to remember that even I forget quite a bit is that it took multiple years for Mario Kart 8 to get into the state that it's in now. Between all of the patches and updates in the Wii U version, all the actual gameplay changes that 8 Deluxe made, you know, it was not in that state at first, and it took Nintendo quite a bit of time for it to get there, and I think we all sort of take it for granted now because we've been playing it in such a good state for so long. My opinion, did 8 launch in a better state than World did? Probably. As I recall it, now admittedly that's over a decade ago, hard to say for sure, but anecdotally, kind of feels that way. More shrooms, of course. I want that medallion. Got it. Quick and easy. Base 8 was still the most played game back on the Wii U, though. Oh, 100%. And to its great credit, I mean, and that's not just a reflection on the Wii U's library. Certainly, it is a phenomenal game and always has been. Again, my position on it, excluding battle mode, because I completely understand that the woefully incomplete battle mode that Base 8 had was really not enough for players who enjoyed that mode. I don't really play battle mode. I didn't really care. A lot of people did and do, so I get that. That's a lot of coins, yo. So when 8 Deluxe came in, fixed that battle mode with radical changes, and then, you know, a lot of medallions here. We're doing great. Boom. 8 Deluxe making all those changes on top of doing some, you know, online modifications, adding everything that it did. The double item box is coming back, all that kind of stuff. Because 8 made some, at the time, fairly controversial changes with item mechanics as well, where you were a little more limited in how you could hold those items and how it worked specifically, only having the one slot available. You know, we forget, but that took some getting used to. Got him. Worth it, probably. So you see, right after that race ended, we're going into the race will start soon. So it does, I mean, we'll try Knockout Tour as well, just to kind of see how that all feels. It's feeling relatively snappy here. Let's see if we can actually get a full game in, and that'll be the kicker. We have a lot of programming notes to bring up as well, and we'll probably mention this multiple times as the night goes on. Still kind of winding down the PAX West stuff, and there is more to come. I'm hoping to get our last interview up tomorrow for all of you, because we do still have a little bit more content to go from the show. It's a cool one, and it's one we kind of intentionally saved and put back a little bit because there's an associated Kickstarter that's kicking off soon, so we didn't want to get too far ahead of that. So there's a little bit more. How's the audio, by the way? Sounding okay? Levels are good? You can hear me? Oh, that's awkward. All the way up. I wonder if the people want to play Toad's Factory. So one thing that I have to point out, which again, we'll talk about a lot tonight, I'm sure, is that we have seen overwhelming interest in or even brief coverage of Bubsy 4D. And if you saw that interview with Atari, if you saw any of the shorts that we published around it, it has really been a very popular one for us. And it's clear that the people demand more. So I would not be surprised if you see us going on a bit of a Bubsy kick over the next couple of weeks in terms of especially kind of our kind of pre-recorded, polished up content. Video reviews, things like that. I wouldn't be surprised if the Bobcat, you know, gets a little more front and center for us. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. We have tapped into a fandom that is clearly underserved, and there's more to come, is all I'll tell you right now. Oh, that's brutal. Good recovery, though. It does pop the boxes quite a bit faster than it did, so hopefully if that gives you less of that insanely defenseless feeling, then that's going to be a positive. And we'll also see once we kind of start getting stuck in item hell exactly what that's going to look and feel like for us too. Because man, those first to 18th slumps have just been so brutal to deal with and suck so much of the fun out of this. Ugh. But how quickly you recover from those lightnings. As I learned in the tournament over West, going in with a really lightweight character is almost a cheat code in Knockout Tour especially. Yeah, like we're grabbing all of those. because of how quickly you recover from things like the lightning. We had all these changes, and I'm doing worse than ever. I think 90 points? We disconnected once and got last place, and I'm already down 200 points for the night? This game will never be good, I fear. We're never gonna get there, are we? Garbage forever. Getting run over by a Mega Mushroom at the end is my new all-time fear. I like Acorn Heights, whatever. Doesn't matter, we're gonna get 15th anyway. So yeah, Blubsy. We got a lot of Blubsy coming up, and it's been fun to start exploring that. I will probably, you know, I don't normally give super in-depth previews of the retro reviews that are coming up, but here's what I've sort of been wrestling with recently, and we can talk about it as we go, of course. The next retro review we're probably doing on the channel is the original Bubsy. Claws Encounters of the Third Kind on SNES. It's not good. I'm gonna tell you straight up, and that's a little bit of a preview. Whether that dissuades you or not, I don't know. It's actually quite bad, and I was kind of surprised, never having actually played it myself, how unfun it really is. We're gonna do a whole kind of deep dive on it in the review in our normal kind of pattern and cadence, but it was a little, you know, disheartening to see. Most people, I think, hold the first one in highest regard, because it's hard to argue that I think everything after it has much value. So a lot of people will look at the first one and sort of say, yeah, that's the best one, and it's not good. And like, it's not even just not okay. It's going to be a pretty thoroughly below average score from us. Just a forewarning here. So curious to get people's thoughts ahead of time here, if that's, you know, something you're passionate about. I know we've had a lot of influx of the Bubsies. But man, I was kind of shocked at how poorly it controls, how the level design does not match up with the game design philosophies at all. How kind of slapshot a lot of it feels. So it was kind of interesting to start to experience all of that. Oh. Getting the boo there was masterful. I finally took that shortcut right. Okay. Well, that worked out very well for us, didn't it? See if we can bring it home. Not with that. Another bolt, man. Okay. We'll take that. We'll take that for sure. Okay, the camera's really not cooperating tonight, is it? That's encouraging. It was going in and out all night. Okay. It's probably mostly the general vibe that Bubsy 1 gives. I'd say I like it the most. It does have, it's not gonna be a total, it's not gonna be a total step on it fest, to be totally fair, because there is a lot about the presentation that kind of makes sense, and I can see what they were going for. They had very much that kind of Saturday morning cartoon vibe with the music and how expressive the animations are and how kind of bright and colorful and stylized everything is. I get it. And I think a lot of the presentation works really well. It's everything else that kind of surrounds it that really brings it down. You're right, screen crunch is a major problem. Bubsy goes way too fast, and the levels are not built for it whatsoever, and that is a massive issue. One-hit deaths with how slipshod everything feels is unacceptable. And that, I think, is potentially the biggest problem. Not just that the mechanics and the level design are completely ill-suited for each other. It's more the fact that the shaking triggers that too. It's not just that the mechanics and the level design are completely at odds with each other. It's dying in one hit with how difficult it is to maneuver around. And that's what I understand too. Bubsy 2 is mechanically more sound. Just having multiple hit points is itself automatically much better. But there's so many other problems with that game, like you're saying, where it sort of loses ground. What is the point of the red shells if I hit the guy and nothing of consequence happens? I hate this game. Hashtag bring back regional play. I hate that every game is worldwide. I hate how bad the item lag is. I hate that it just doesn't want to work. Yeah, Bubsy 2 loses any of the cohesion in visual design that, yeah, there's no charm to 2. It looks kind of like crap. The music is horrific from what I've heard of it. The presentation is so scattershot and cluttered and busy and kind of soulless. It's just kind of like they were throwing whatever at the screen to try to make it look more appealing. Or at least different, and it just doesn't really work, does it? Okay. Rudest Bullet Bill Award. Always sad when you don't get a single squish. Oh, you gotta be shitting me! Brutalized! That's cool. How many more points are we gonna lose for that one? Notice how I only got like 30 or 40 points out of getting third, and then I just lost 30. Apparently they designed a single big level for each theme and then created multiple levels out of them. That would make sense. Because it is kind of patched out across, you know, you have all these different floors in the East Wing and the West Wing or whatever this virtual world is that Bubsy's in. It really doesn't make a lot of sense. And then the less we talk about Bubsy 3D, the better. Now, there were 2 after that, which I think people forget, and even I overlook sometimes. The Woolly Strike Back and Paws on Fire. If anything, I would probably take a look at the Woolly Strike Back and give that a proper review. Thoroughly mediocre platformer, as I understand it. Fractured Furry Tales, I almost don't count, because it's just sort of like an enhanced remake of the first one for the Jaguar, right? And somehow worse. Or is it its own thing? But the Woolly Strike Back seems just mediocre from what I've seen, which would put it right up there with the first one as potentially the best one in the series with mediocre as the ceiling. And Paws on Fire, I guess, is kind of just an endless runner. That was something the dev studio crapped out because that was just sort of what they made. I don't know. It's interesting because I feel like I'm afraid, and what I'm anticipating is there's going to be a lot of very passionate Bubsy fans who have very specific thoughts on this. Where are we here? It respawns so fast and I still can't get an item. So we are admittedly gonna dunk on Bubsy 1 because it is not a good game. And I'm concerned about the, much like Sonic and the Sonic Defense Force when that franchise's fan base comes out to play. That was risky as hell, wow. I'm afraid of the same kind of thing for Bubsy. So maybe we'll see. It's definitely a throwback area there. Oh, they did the shortcut. They did the thing. A lot of people do that thing. I got it. Oh, wow! Can't even be mad about that. Straight aggression. We're holding our own up top here. That was also very aggressive. That'll teach you. 2 reds going into this is good. Again, I hit him with 2 red shells there. Game said, actually, you hit him with none red shells. So, fight me. That's some fucking bullshit. I hit the one little bump and off we go. Yep, yep. And we'll finish reasonably strong anyway. Will that give me points even? I don't know. How do we do? 9 points. I'll take that. This is an interesting comment. Woolly Strike Back is definitely the better game, but it's just a rehash from, that's what I read, Gianna Sisters' Twisted Dreams, which was developed by the same people. Now, what's interesting here is Bubsy 4D is kind of in a similar boat because Fabraz, the developer of that game, I think has a platformer called, is it Demon Turf? Demon Tides, I think. And don't those also look very similar? In terms of presentation and gameplay and those kinds of things, very obviously cut from the same cloth. So we're gonna potentially be in a similar situation with Bubsy 4D. Now that said, I think it's pretty clear that Bubsy 4D is gonna have a much more solid base upon which it's gonna be built than Twisted Sisters. Or Twisted Dreams, whatever the game is. Going back to Bubsy 1, the final boss is garbage. How are you supposed to hit that with a single hit point? I haven't even made it out of the first world yet, to be honest with you. I haven't beaten the first boss. Now, one of the other things, it's going to be one of those games where I try to, kind of like Sonic R, where I try to describe what was I saying? Where I try to describe bad controls and justify having the game feel bad and B, not good because of its bad controls, and I'm just waiting for the inevitable skill issue spams. Which is challenging from a review standpoint, because when you have those sort of situations where a game is legitimately not good and it's because of its controls, and you have a very passionate fan base who will defend it, the automatic result you're going to get from trying to give it an objective look is skill issue, get good, blah, blah, blah. It brings up the question of, you know, how proficient do you need to be at a video game to be able to successfully review it? Like, if you suck, are you really giving it a fair shake? And that's a hard question. It brings to mind, you may recall, if you're in the fandom long enough, IGN's review of Sonic Unleashed and how they dunked on the game, where it was very, very clear that the reviewer was just very bad at it. How do you differentiate between the two? So that I find interesting. And it's always a discussion that's worth having, because it gets brought up a lot. Their skill issue, and then they dismiss everything that you say out of hand because they think you're not good enough at their favorite game to give it an honest workup. So that's why, you know, I'm getting the time into Bubsy, to make sure that I can actually complete it properly and come to grips with how it plays, so I can give it a fair shake. And with that in mind, I still have not, you know, it's still not good. And I will get better at it, and I will beat it eventually, and that doesn't make it better. So we're just preparing all of you ahead of time for what will inevitably be more Bubsy. That's how we cut wide corners like that. Now I know we got some comments here. I'll get them after. But god damn it, Alex PP. Did I really get? I'm not touching that one. That's funny, because you get it. Oh, you got dunked on anyway. And I got reasonable items. Did I squish somebody? No, I hit it. I hit the button. I swear I hit the button. And now, because it's just a mushroom fest at the end of this one. Well, okay. That's fine. Demon Tides, yeah. Nintendo is advertising Sonic Racers on your Mario Kart content. Cross Worlds is apparently really, really good. I wasn't planning on getting on it, but it seems great. People appear to be really happy with it. I'd say art style-wise, Bubsy 4D looks similar to Demon Tides, but still different enough. That's good. While Woolly Strike Back, it straight up reuses assets? Wow. Man, poor old Bubby really can't catch a break, huh? It does at least feel like, kind of based on my discussions with Atari on the topic and getting to know how the project came to be, it finally does feel like it's in hands where there's both genuine passion and interest in creating something good, and the technical talent and the time to pull it off successfully. And I think that's going to make all the difference here, because Bubsy has never really had that combination before. Sometimes they've had the skill, but they've never had the time. Sometimes they've had the time, but they didn't have the skill or the level of care. So it's, you know, putting all those pieces together now, it's very possible, you know, having played what little we've played of Bubsy 4D, that it's going to be the best one in the series, and by a considerable margin. With the massive asterisk that is an incredibly low bar to clear, all things considered. But it's worth keeping on your radar, especially if you have kind of been waiting for this franchise, not unlike Sonic in some ways, where it just felt like it was mediocre and bad game after mediocre and bad game. The Mania came along, and oh my god, you know, it's just like the biggest breath of fresh air you could imagine. There's going to be a lot of that, I think, with Bubsy 4D, and that's fun. Those little bumps you fly off on are for the later lifetime AI tool-assisted speedruns where people use the fucked up geometry to get world record times. They already are, I feel like. You see so many of the world record runs, even now where they had to redo it all after some of the mechanics changed, are so based on little tiny cracks and divots and funky little bits of geometry with how these jump mechanics work and the tricks. It's crazy. That was all of my red chests. Wow. Gotta use it to your advantage out here. Did he miss? Oh, no, there he missed. The shells stick to... I hate this game. The shells stick to the rails, so you can really screw people up with 99. See how this just kind of becomes a mushroom fest and then you just immediately run into somebody and it doesn't matter anyway? Gross. I can get good at Sonic 06 doesn't mean it magically becomes a good game. That is 100% true and a very good example of that exact phenomenon. And that's one thing I like about modern game discussions. Just because you have a favorite game, it doesn't mean it's immune to criticism. It can certainly blind you, though. And especially when people very passionately and vehemently defend that game, it's very easy to take criticism as almost a personal affront to it. You know what I mean? Where it insults you somehow by you pointing out flaws in a game. I'm not going to get mad at you if you point out issues you think Mario Kart 8 has, for example. So that is challenging. And as a reviewer, and as someone trying to put, content out and analysis out in the world based on that sort of thing, you have to, in your own mind, be able to separate some of that discourse and criticism from everything else. Recognize when someone is coming at you from a legitimate perspective of offering up discourse and debate about something, or when they're just kind of, skill issue, you're not good, you suck, etc. Sometimes it's hard to discern, sometimes it's not. It's always interesting. Yeah, Vinny, my pal's back! We got Vine Sauce. I am the type to believe that not a single dev wanted to make Bubsy a bad game. I'm sure there were a lot of difficulties during development that prevented fixing glaring issues. One thing I find interesting, though, kind of on that topic, from what I read, as I've sort of been immersing myself, Bubsy 2 in particular was created by a development team separate from the first game who hated the franchise and hated Bubsy as a character, as a game. So they probably were not out to make the most earnest product, if that makes sense. So you can see it kind of actively taking a dive almost for the sake of, I don't want to work on this anymore. And that doesn't help either. And that is the mushroom shortcut of legend, right into the shoe almost. It is so dynamic because you really can't, in practice, have these intermissions memorized. So you kind of do figure out some of these shortcuts on the fly. And that is a fun, kind of endearing part of it. It's a lot of cows. Remember when I was Cal? I was once Cal. Those were good times. They actually weren't. I'm so much more comfortable with a lightweight character in this game than I was with someone like Cal. It's kind of nuts. hit someone. Because we went between Rosalina and Cow, and they were just... didn't give me the amount of drift that I really needed. Is that going to save me? It is not. Well, the beatings will continue until morale improves. That hasn't changed. Let's cut on through here. Excuse me. Sorry. Yep. My favorite is you get done with a huge mushroom boost like that. You go up so many places, and then you just immediately get hit by something once you're out of it. And that's my favorite thing of all time. Should I have done that? Probably not. Nope. Another one! God damn! Now, again, he got hit by that by driving directly into me and kept going. So that was advantageous for us right there. Let's see if we can hold this through the last lap here. Unlikely. That was a bomb. I think it helps to keep it more shallow here, so we do this. A third shell! That actually worked out. Wow! What is this game? That was the most fortuitous timing on that I could have possibly had. How about that shit? That's what it takes. It's all a fluke. This whole game, this game is a slot machine. It's a very pretty 1440p slot machine, and the sooner you come to terms with that, the happier a boy you're gonna be. So, stick that in your butt and call it for dinner. Oh, we got a lot of comments here. Let's see. I'm not a big fan of the art style shift in 4D. Feels like furry bait, and it's actually working. Well, it gets eyeballs on it, right? How beeth the races? They're races, pal. We're going through some of the changes in the new update, and most of them are good. I think it still kind of has some of the same issues we've always bitched about, and seemingly we're always gonna bitch about, but why can't I drive on the roof? Cubivore is the best game, and I will hear nothing to the contrary. If you don't like it, then you clearly hate me in all caps. But but serious for most people. All right, how about the shiny new dice cam for Vinny's D20? That's a 15, and that is accent time. Vinny, give me an accent, and we'll make it happen. Berlin, the creator of Bubsy, mentioned how the team of two wasn't a fan, which is concerning, though the game did great regardless. Did it? Which makes it even more sad when Berlin got to make a third game, wanting it to be as good as it can be, then Mario 64 happened, and really blew the whole thing out of the water. My understanding was they wanted more time to go make something basically completely different, start from scratch. Accolade wouldn't give it to them. They kind of had to just release what they had. And thus, legends were born for all the wrong reasons. All that matters is the last 15 seconds. You're right. And that's proof. Lucky AF. That is, yeah. Game is saved. That was night and day compared to the last time. Jacko, 2013. Hi. Nice to have you here. Scottish Mario. We got a Scottish bird. A little higher. Wahoo! Lisa, go. That's a really confusing accent to do. I basically have to find my Find my inner Gerard Butler. Talk like we're talking in How to Train Your Dragon, and then wahoo, let's go. It's so good. My brain does not compute with it. It's like, what are you trying to accomplish here? Because when doing a Scottish accent, obviously you default to Gerard Butler. We'll get the D20 after this race. Sorry for all the spam about Bubsy. I love the series a lot. No, it's all good. It's not spam. And I think, you know, like I said, with it having such a positive reaction and so many people engaging with our Bubsy 4D coverage from West, there's going to be more Bubsy on the channel. And probably in short order, so keep it coming, folks. I can't even trigger an item. And you still lose them when you fall, and I think that is the worst shit. I was aiming in front of me and it was not having it. All that item hell in front of me just looks so inviting. Keep my ass on the ground. Thank you very much. Puts us in 6th with Mr. PP here. Son of a bitch! How does this happen? Yeah, I mean, crazy. 9th is fine. You get targeted and hammered like crazy. I played Bubsy since I was 5, so I can't be mad at the bastard. I wasn't sure if you were serious for a second when you were like, "Welcome to my fandom," and I didn't know you were Team Bubby. All right, let's do that dice cam for Xerox here. Shaky, shaky, shaky. That's a 4. Cheese, please. I have some cheese, actually, so maybe at the next intermission I will go get a slice and we'll eat some cheese together. How about that? Doesn't that sound wonderful? Well, then you're going to be a fantastic litmus test for a lot of our Bubsy stuff. So, looking forward to the engagement. So yeah, for those of you just joining in, we did kind of pull the onion back more than we typically ever do. The next retro review on the channel, hopefully in about a week, is going to be the original Bubsy on SNES. And spoiler alert, it's not good, folks. So you have that to look forward to. I was around 18 years old when I found out, what's that? Full Metal with the resub. Cheese is worth resubbing over. I agree completely, Full Metal. Nice to see ya. I was around 18 years old when I found out Bubsy was a bad series. I feel like a lot of people are like that, where our own intrepid Save the Baloney was basically raised on Bubsy 3D without really the external knowledge that it is a pile of poo. So you never really know, do you? And so many of us grew up with, you know, mediocre or bad games that we just never recognized as such, because, you know, you're kids, you don't know any better. So it is kind of interesting to go back and get that perspective when you're older. I kind of did that with, we reviewed Glover on the channel a long time ago on the N64, and I grew up with that game. I had it, and I really enjoyed it when I was younger. Thought it was great. Going back to it after all this time, I was like, oh god, no, this isn't very good, is it? And those are the realizations you come to. In the water, it's devastating to lose momentum like that. Bitch. Get him off of me. See, look how slow you get. One item still. The water physics in this game are disgusting. This is just all water gameplay and I hate it. Ugh. That exploded above me. It's over. I hate it. I'm so far behind I can't even get hit by the lightning. Did it avoid the item boxes on purpose? Fuck you. I wish the camera would work. I wish it would just cooperate tonight, and it won't. That was a much better bonk. Just get me out of item hell, please. This is pure pain. God damn it! Oh, I have had enough already. How far are we into this? Not even an hour? Oh, for fuck's sake. You get denied the item and then you fall even farther behind because people ahead of you are taking items to go further. Isn't that just too much fun? Yep. I could have told you that. Some items would be nice. There's some coins. Jesus. It's extra fun because getting hit by the bullet bill breaks you out of any drift that you have going. Oh, you bastard. I saw that coming. Okay. Okay. You gotta be shitting me. All that matters is your last 15 seconds, and I lost 18 points for that. Because there's how many people in the room? I'm top half and I'm losing points. All right. I thought Bubsy only had 2 games. That's rough. Math Blaster and Reading Blaster. I will go to the mat for Math Blaster. That's true. So far, I've liked every game mentioned. I also like Big Rigs Racing. That I can't help you with. That just may be... That may need to be studied for years to come. For science. As a kid, it is hard to differentiate good from bad. At least to me, I always thought, oh, this game is hard. And that's where the discussion kind of folds back in on itself, like I was saying. How do you differentiate hard from bad? Difficulty and challenge alone does not make a game bad. Silksong is a perfect example of that right now. That game is damn hard from what I understand. Through game design, however, its mechanics are fundamentally sound and it is excellent. Difficulty from poorly tuned mechanics, bad level design, uncooperative controls, that's different. And it's important to differentiate that. Pure pain and pure pain accessories. Oh, I'll tell you what. All right, we got a D20 to do here for full metal quickly, so we'll do that. Shaky, shaky. That's an 8. Hit that gritty. Oh, I gotta get cheese too, don't I? We'll hit the gritty and we'll hit the gritty on the way out after this race. How about that? And then we will get that cheese as well. Got him there. Oh, excuse me. I've also been sick for the past, like, few days. And I'm still kind of coming out the other side of it, so... my apologies. Well, that's just rude. Oh yeah, forgot. When you have the horn and you're using it, it still takes up a spot in your item box until it's completely used up. So you can't just pop it and go for the double. Significant design change. That's targeting. I take full responsibility for that one. Not that it fucking matters! Okay. Why won't the drift just drift? Why is there always something that takes you out of it for good? That sucked. There are no iframes. It claims that there's more iframes than there were before the patch, but I'm still feeling like this is item hell of the highest order. We've gone down about 250 points since we started tonight. Kart is hell, and this still sucks. It's, I fear it always will. Sadness. The more full the room is, ironically enough, the worse it is. It always invites that item chaos, and the more players in the lobby... How many do we have here? We're at, what, 20? Even that's too much. I don't know. Well, this is a good one. We can practice our shortcuts. So what else we want to talk about? More programming updates for you if you're interested. Riftbound has been swimming along for us. We've done, excuse me, a couple of streams and shorts since PAX West on the trial deck content that Riot has so kindly given us access to, and I would expect more of that from us in the run-up to the game's release on Halloween. What else? I would expect another stream from us here with those where Sarah kind of learns to play alongside me. So that would be very fun. We're going to play the trial decks with that. And there will be more in the run-up to October 31st. I've actually been calling a bunch of local game stores in whatever area I can find them in, close to work, close to home. just to see how I can get my hand on product reasonably. My hands on product, you know, when it launches. A lot of places aren't doing explicit pre-orders, and they're just sort of first come, first serving on release week, so the hunt is on. It's proving very popular, which is encouraging. And I know that Riot's happy about the response that they've seen so far. That works. Okay. At least I wasn't on the drift already. You go off-road and then get hit by the bolt and you just feel worthless. Bloop. We're hanging in. We were hanging in. Yep. Well, at least we're running faster. How do we get down to 13th? Oh, save me from the pain, baby. Can we secure it? No, but close enough. Yes, I'm aware the camera goes out of focus. That's it, disconnecting. I've touched on that already. It's not going to cooperate tonight, but that is the case. We got another D20. Well, we already got two queued up here. Let's do a third. See if I can knock them all out at once. That's a 14. Sink into floor. Well, you're gonna kind of get all of it here. First, we're gonna gritty off to some cheese. So bear with me here. Gritty. And I have the wireless mic now, so you can follow along with me probably as I enter the kitchen and grab the cheese, and you can probably hear it crinkling and crackling in the background. And this is the riveting content that I know you all wanted, so you're absolutely getting it. Back in we go for good measure. We sink into the floor. Oh no, blah, blah, and there we go. Where are we here? I'm not seeing a whole lot of 3-lap tracks relative to the usual, so I'm not convinced that that is much better. Do love me a whistle stop though. Cheese! It's gonna double as a cheese cam here, folks. Look at that cheese. That's some nice Gouda we got right there. Cheers to that. My favorite change was when they made random so that it could pick one of the 3 tracks that were already there to give you even more intermissions. Wonderful. The super based stuff, you know? Where am I going? No item for me. Let's all suffer together. Reminder, we can all literally suffer together. Exclamation point friend code or exclamation point FC if you want to join along and join our online lobbies and race with us. We'd be happy to have you. Misery loves company, after all. Dick. You do get bullied a lot as a lightweight character. You gotta accept that. Two coins is very good. Nice. Take that and bump into everything. I think the bomb hit me anyway. Devastating. Yeah. What are you supposed to do? What are you supposed to do? 30 points off? What are you supposed to do? First to 18th. It's good. I was kind of hoping for more out of this update. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm feeling pretty thoroughly whelmed at the moment. If anything, having the item boxes appear more frequently after they get, faster after you break one, introduces even more item chaos, because now people are getting items when they weren't previously. So, fill the room up and it gets even worse. We're at, 22 players. We haven't seen a lap track in multiple races now. I don't know that it really improved the ratios that much. The free roam updates do seem pretty solid. And that mode is going to feel a little more complete for people who really focus on that. The online updates feel meager at best, and all of the things that are usually problems with this are still problems, and sometimes more so. I don't know what to tell you. I love how I'm like 5 spots behind that Nabbit and I still got 1 mushroom to his 3. That's when you know this shit has it out for you. Did you just bonk on the car? Yay. It really doesn't help you at all to be in first here. And honestly, hanging back in the middle of the pack until the final lap is probably the advantageous way to do it, because you just get targeted with items and thrown back anyway. And then you kind of run out of road to catch back up. Case in point. Drink up the coins, though. Remember when they showed this as basically the reveal trailer for Kart World? And everyone was like, what the hell is this going to be? See, through no fault of my own, just playing the game. First to like 12th. With items that don't work. So you're at even more of a disadvantage. Fuck off already. I almost fishtailed off of the map. I hate that mechanic so much I can't even describe it to you. Genuinely. Did I walk right into him? Kind of. Tenth! We'll take 10th, maybe. Will I get points for 10th out of 22? I front ran at least some of it. 7. You know what the problem is? We have like a 5,500 in here. We have a 6,000. That kind of counterbalances how the game thinks you should be doing. So if you have those lower rated people in your room, it's going to punish you a lot harder for coming in a lower place. So like if all those people were like 7,000s or 8,000s, I could come in 10th and get like double-digit points at least, 20, 30, 40 points, something like that. You know, you come in just the top end of the lower half with that sort of race at my rank, you're going to lose all of those points, and you've seen that happen over and over again. And with this game being so slot machine-y, that's super unfair, in my opinion. I would like to go into Knockout Tour, just to see, and then... oh, man. I don't even like Mario Circuit. Good. Forget it. There's no rules. Yucky. Yucky. Cruising. You actually hit someone. You hit someone again. And again. The horn seems to work fairly reliably with hitting people. I don't know what it is about that relative to stuff like a red shell. Like, genuinely hitting someone with a red shell that targeted them just doesn't do anything, and it drives me crazy. And that Kamek you can time reasonably well, because that pulls people out of a drift too. So if you hit that on a decent curve, you're going to have some interesting results. Mild strategic value. Whole lot of bull honky. At least we're out of it quick. Yep. Son of a bitch, even when I'm finally getting ahead, I gotta shank myself in the dick. You know what? Controller down, pal. I don't give a shit. I don't give a shit. You give a shit? I don't give a shit about this. Why would I ever give a shit about this game? Mario Kart? Reasonable placement? Normal gameplay? silly. Silly. Insubordinate. And churlish. The aching inevitability of getting hit with something at the very beginning of lap 3 and being doomed to failure. Or at the only lap of the intermission track that the game continues to insist you play a majority of the time. Now we've got Dino Dino Jungle. Maybe we'll give that a go. Now, did you notice, I was like one of 2 people who picked Wrestle Stop Summit for that last one. And game made damn sure we got an intermission going. I started tonight at like 8370 or something in race mode. I'm now like, what, 8,000 something. We've lost 300 points. Through, you know, essentially no volition of our own, just playing the game. It did get to the point a while back where I would see someone come in the lobby, like here, you see like a 6,500 or like a 6,000 or 5,000. I would just quit and I would find a different lobby because it would be so impactful to your rating. Because having those lower ranked players in your lobby pulls your expectations up so high, according to the game, where, oh, you must beat them considerably. You got 14th out of 21. That's a 90-point loss or something crazy. And of course, with how RNG this game is, there's no way to really have any control over how you do. So you're brutally punished for things that you can't control at all. And that's about as fun as it sounds, chat. Truly, madly, deeply. There are too many items all the time. Everything hurts. Everything's after you. I'm tired of it. I'm tired of it. It is ceaseless punishment. Oh, yeah, it always happens. Do they know? Are they watching me? Oh, he went for the shortcut. Time to strike him. God damn it. And they're supposed to pop up faster, right? Maybe not. Fucking hell! What does faster even mean? Fuck off. Not a single item this entire lap. So we're resigned to failure because of that. What's the punishment this time? 23 points. We're gonna dip below 8,000 tonight, probably. This is cool. Yeah. You know, until there's some much more significant balancing done. Notice how he didn't fucking move at all. He didn't stop any momentum. Nothing of consequence happened from him getting hit by an item. So what's the point? Unless there's really significant balancing that happens in the item distribution and how devastating the item lag is, online is just not fun. Even with this latest update, I'm not having a good time. I don't think I genuinely have in normal mode since this launched. It's not enjoyable. And there's very little of me that wants to engage with it on a regular basis. That's just how it is. The mechanics are so good, but it's wrapped up in such a shitty online package that is so impossibly frustrating. It's really, really hard to get consistent enjoyment out of it because of how random it all feels. And again, if you get on board with that sort of RNG feeling of it and you're okay with the slot machine and you can just pick it up and play it casually and have a good time, more power to you. If you can't, it doesn't work. I don't know, fam. I don't know. Hi! What do I even know? Did we talk about this, by the way? So I gave the Kart World tournament at PAX West a try, anticipating I was going to get completely slaughtered because I hadn't done it in a competitive context yet. I had no idea what to expect. And I got 6th in, I think it was a 64-person knockout tour tournament, which was very unexpected, and I was happy about that. So there's still potential, and we can do it when all the stars align properly, it seems, but game don't like doing that. Where were they going? Now watch this. We're pulling the ladder out from on top of it. That wasn't right. So that does just pull you off the map if you don't get off that rail in time. Not much of consequence seemed to happen there, though. If I get hit with one more boomerang, I might explode. What even was that? Did I mention that this game is poo-poo garbo? I'm gonna save this. Oh, I can still only get up to 11. This is crazy. I think I clipped the rail on that wrong, and I still lost 5 points. So that is... It's right in the middle. Did the... That 6,500 still in the room. I don't know. All right. D20 time. What we got for Xerox this time? The 14, I sink in the floor. All the things I don't want to do, we're doing. Goodbye. Fare thee well. Maybe I should just play the whole game from down here as punishment, right? So I just missed this. That's what happened here. That's what you gotta do. Bam! Optimize. Hit it there. That works. I will. You know what? I'm going to play the whole next race from all the way down here. It does annoy me still how much insistence this game has on you playing the tracks and the modes that it wants you to play. You know, it gave you those 3 tracks, and since random picks one now a lot of the time, you're playing whatever it serves you up, so there's not a whole lot of opportunity to get out of a sequence of tracks you don't like. You kind of get clustered on this one area of the map, and it's hard to... And this has been the case since launch, right? With this having this geographically based selection system. You get locked into a lot of, you know, tracks and sequences that you don't really have fun with, but game doesn't care. Anyway, I'm going to play this one from the floor, in case you're confused. I hope you are, because I'm confused too. That one hit right as I mushroomed, so that's always fun. I want to know how. I genuinely want to know how. You cannot catch a fucking break for a second in this game. Not for a second. All right, that one was on. So it's a combination of incredible RNG and being a dumb fuck that makes this particularly challenging. And now that I'm bringing up the rear on this last lap, I'm probably going to get like 5th. Just taking bets on that. I'm just going to go on record. 3 mushrooms in 20 seconds is not going to get the job done. You almost can't mushroom on parts of this. Well, this is kind of insulting. I've dropped below 8,000. So we've dropped about, what, 400 plus points tonight? That's cool. That's really fun. I didn't miss it either. Like, I wanted to give this a go just to see what the new update was going to feel like, or is it going to be, you know, more substantial changes? What do I have to look forward to here? This doesn't feel better. Arguably, and I don't know if this is just a bad room that I'm in or what, but this feels worse. Somehow. And I'm kind of stunned by that. I like how being down there somehow puts you back all the way up in Bowser's Castle proper. Did we actually random out into a... Yeah, we did. Into a 3-lapper there. That's nice. How wonderful for us. She kind of gives that. This is all we wanted from the beginning. Maybe a cap on the room size. 24 players was a mistake. Maybe it's a hot take, but I'm sticking with it. Fucking hell. Again, it does put you at a disadvantage too locally when somehow your items don't connect or are not guaranteed to, but everyone else's are guaranteed to. They're kind of naturally playing from behind. And sucks. It was the same thing with Mario Kart 8 and worldwide matches where, you know, item lag was so prevalent, and now that seemingly everyone is a worldwide match, this is an omnipresent problem that whenever you're playing online, you can't get away from. I really gotta start doing just more of those like Mario Kart Central online Discord matches just to make this playable. Let alone fun. I don't know. I feel like I bitch about it a lot, but it's really not a very pleasant time. I don't know what to tell you. Notice how I managed to hedge my bets a little bit there. Can we keep it up? It's self-preservation, folks. I'm even gonna hold the triple reds. I don't even care about first. Maybe they'll get blue shelled out of it, or not. Oh, please! Oh, please! What do I goddamn have to do? I don't understand. I don't even know that I wanna. Who even cares? It's a Mario Kart game. It's fucking 128 players. I would literally just sell my Switch at that point, I think. I would give up on the whole platform. If that was the new standard, I would no. No! How y'all doing, chat? We're having a grand old time here, as usual. We've been Wednesdaying more and more. I know Tuesday's normally the night that I would be coming at you, but past few weeks especially have just been so chaotic and irregular. Wednesdays midweek have kind of been working a lot better. Maybe it becomes a more permanent thing. I don't know. Do we feel super passionately either way? Maybe it breaks up the middle of your week, gives you a little hump day to get over with it. I don't know. Now I can just do this. Here's the whole point. It's basically Mushroom Simulator. It's did you get mushroom on the roulette simulator, yes or no? And that kind of determines how you do. Because so many of these tracks, and especially the intermissions, have such massive mushroom shortcuts. That's what it comes down to. Did you get the mushroom, yes or no? If yes, win. If no, lose. You saw how many places I fell back in Stardew Peak just because I didn't get a mushroom on that last item drop. because I was holding on to other stuff. It's impressive how badly the drift recognizes where you're going sometimes. Even Mushroom Simulator couldn't help me out. That is crazy. And I still got points for that one, because did the 7,000er leave? No, or the 6,000er, just one. You never can catch a break with that drift cancel. Slot machine. 23 other people RNGing you with everything they've got. And again, I'll maintain, it's maybe a little copium on my part. I certainly wouldn't be surprised. A lot of the enjoyment of the online component of this, more so even than most other Mario Karts, which have always had this, is how comfortable you are with the game basically being that slot machine. So if you don't really care and you can embrace the chaos and that's okay for you, then by all means. If you can't, like I very obviously have trouble doing, you're not going to have a good time. And that's kind of your litmus test. Let's do Crown City. My job that has been miserable got a little less miserable because my boss trusted me enough to clue me into her strategy. Isn't it amazing how much employee buy-in you can get when you trust your individual contributors a little bit? As a corporate manager, I can vouch for that being a desired thing, and having been an individual contributor for many years, I can also vouch for that being a thing that people just sort of want. It's not rocket science, champs. Crown City, baby! I'd like to get back over 8,000 points, and then maybe we can go on a knockout tour for a little bit. You get so locked into that mindset of like, I have to... It's like sunk cost fallacy. I gotta get back to where I was. Oh, we have a 4,700 in here. So that's gonna fuck all this up. And that's awesome. So we're gonna have to get like top 3 for any of this to matter. Goody. I never get to do the full Crown City either, especially at night. So this is gonna be fun. Stay out of the way or not. I love how this looks, just kind of this glowing rainbow roady kind of solar panel at night. Looks cool. I have 6 mushrooms. I don't know if I've ever seen that before. Wowee. Like I say, observe now, as this is not enough to keep first. Whoa. Yep. Triple bananas doesn't matter one bit, folks. First to 15th. Didn't do a goddamn thing wrong. Wow! The camera will not stop fucking up. I lost 2 points on that one. That was more generous than it usually is. We had a full room though, so that's fine. Hey, camera! You wanna wake up? Of course you don't. Oh, it's done for good, huh? Fucking technology, man. Nothing ever works, does it? Well, that's why we have that back there. Yeah, it's fucking done. I'm kind of mad about it. I mean, it's a little flaky here and there, but not that bad. Hold on. It says it's connected, too. There we go. Welcome back, yo. Oh, now that's why is it all zoomed in? I didn't ask for that. I didn't change anything. Okay, well, enjoy this, I guess. Continuity camera on macOS is not as seamless as perhaps they would have you believe. Did we get Peach Stadium? We might have. That means Rainbow Road could be happening here, folks, and we all know what happens then. I get hit on that last turn and my soul breaks. Notice how they bumped into me standing behind me with my red shell out and nothing of consequence happened to them. Until they fix that item latency and adjust these item distributions, this is not going to work online long term. It's unfair. It's going to continue to be unfair, and it doesn't make me want to play it. Again, I hate that it kind of naturally revolves around you. You have to kind of time it out with the red shells. If so much of this is meant to be automated and have you focus on the mechanics, why then can you not have a little more control over deploying those items? They circle around you. Having 2 green shells doesn't, in practice, mean shit. Because I get hit with 2 green shells around me all the time. So it's kind of surprising how useless that really feels. And you see that, there's just so many ways that the, items get busted out of you and you fall behind for no reason. Who puts a car there? How does that coin box help me here? Oh, no! This game's a goddamn joke. I can't believe I got points for that and I still don't care. Oh, fuck this camera. Nothing's working. Nothing's going right tonight. It's a beautiful shot of my face, though. So you got that to work with, I guess. That last lap collapse, we gotta talk about a little bit. And we don't even get fucking Rainbow Road out of it. Stick the knife in and twist it. Disgusting. I don't understand why Rainbow Road can't pop up a little more. I mean, you have the 1 out of 32 chance to get it as a random track, like just popping up in the list, right? It's actually probably less than that, right? Because one of those, you're always going to have 2 intermission tracks there, right? And then, what, probably a, I don't know what the distribution is for a third versus one of the other 30. Factor that in, plus it's one of like 10 different tracks you can get coming out of Peach Stadium or something like that. So the odds are incredibly low that you're going to see Rainbow Road. And that makes me sad. Because the only place you can intermission to or out of to go to Rainbow Road is Peach Stadium. If there were more intermissions for it, that would be great, because there's a ton of extra tracks that can connect to it. Just in that orbit alone, but nope. God forbid you take your best track and let people play on it. Oh, Cheap Cheap Falls for the 10th time. Great. Koopa Troopa Beach. Can't wait. I'm a hater. I've admitted this to myself, and I'm okay with it. I'm a hater. I'm only hard on it because I want to love it. That's just ridiculous. The fact that you can do that at all. I fucking hate the boomerang so much. It causes so much chaos in this game mode. Fuck everything. I went backwards doing that. Did you see that? I dropped out of the bullet, and immediately, before I even had control returned to me, I got hit by something. If that doesn't sum up the experience of this game, I don't know what does. Fuck! Oh, leave me alone! What the fuck? Who cares if there are more invincibility frames? You get hit by so much shit. It literally doesn't matter. None of this fucking matters. There is no earthly way you can have any sense of control over any of the outcome of these races. You just can't. Give me a fucking item. I'm getting actually legitimately angry now. Give me a fucking item! What are we doing? Oh my God! I need a break. I don't know that I can keep playing. I gotta take a break. We'll be right back. You're watching Hypocritic GG, streaming live on Twitch and YouTube. I'm Lou. Mario Kart World sucks. We'll have more after this. All right, everybody, welcome back. You are watching Hypocritic GG, streaming live on Twitch and YouTube. I'm Muslim, call me Cheatspeak. And we've got some more Mario Kart World for you for some reason. As our entire tech setup kind of slowly falls apart around us. I've decided that because I'm in a punish myself kind of mood, we are going to keep going here 2 hours in until we get back to 8,000 VR. I don't care what it takes. I don't care if I'm up until 4 in the morning. We're going to do it because I'm tired of this. And I will reclaim all the ground that I've lost. It cannot be this hard. It cannot be this bad. And that's what we're going to do. So we have wished it, so it shall be. We have D20s here. Did I do full metals last one? I don't know. Let's do Xeroxes first. That is a 7. That's a drink up, and I will happily take that one. I'm going to roll one for full metal just in case. That's a 10. Some dabs. We want 1d6 worth of dabs. That's 5 dabs for you. 1 dab. You can't really see them. 3 dab. 4 dab. 5 dab, and I'll take a drink as well. It's the end of my water. Hydrating. All right. I want to investigate the phenomenon of the last lap collapse. We've alluded to it throughout the night. It feels inevitable, but seemingly when we get to the last lap in any race here, whether it's a traditional 3-lapper, whether it's an intermission, it always seems like it falls to shit. There is no way to kind of maintain the high place that you're in. I'll go from like 1st to 15th, and there's nothing I can do about it, seemingly. People just start passing me out. I inevitably get hit with an item, and that's just it. And you have no say in the matter. And I just find that so strange. Oh, Vinny's back. Oh, you missed all the good stuff, Vinny. Your boy's been raging white hot. So, like, we're in first now. This doesn't mean shit. I'm already getting lapped here, and he's going to take this crazy up there shortcut I can't do. You can see he's already so far ahead. Both of them are doing it. If that keeps you out of the chaos, then by all means. See where we land here. We still have our 2 bananas. Another blue shell to wrap up the lap. That's 2 in a row. That would have been fun. Whack me again, Chief. That should hit somebody, and it does. You almost have to save your mushrooms for when you're inevitably hit by something. So that might have been a bad burn on my part. Let's see. Oh my God, are you serious? What is wrong with this fucking thing? This, nope, doesn't make a difference. It's just zoomed like crazy, and that's how it's gonna be. Okay. What did I tell you? It's inevitable. I had a red shell, but the green shell hit me from the side, so it didn't matter. And I went from what, 2nd to 9th? And I think I got hit with more after that. So yes, I'm happy to report that after all of this hoopla about the update and rumors and thoughts that, oh, you know, it's going to be so much more fair for people. No. It's actively worse. Because now there's more items flying around than ever before. And that's what happens. Xerox has it exactly right. As soon as the finish line is in view, seemingly, the cavalcade just starts. But it can vary. Sometimes it's the beginning of the third lap and things just fall apart. Sometimes it's the end of the third lap and things just fall apart. It's gonna happen. It's Thanos. It is inevitable. And I hedge and say last lap collapse, because you can have an intermission that has, you know, 4 sections, 5 sections, DK spaceport, it routinely falls apart at the end. Every single time. Rainbow Road, for God's sake. How many times has that last turn somehow obliterated us? I'm tired of it. It truly does not pay to front run in this game. It really does not. Because you get your mushroom shortcuts at the end and you just go from, you know, 10th to 2nd. I wasn't anywhere close to her. She still didn't even actually get hit by it. So who the hell cares? Oh, for fuck's sake. Okay. Nice. No coins, mind you. Where are all these bullets coming from? It's happening! Why can't I stop it? I mean, that's better, right? But goddamn. My dojo turns against me even on the last lap. It's crazy. 52 points for that, and just like that, we are back in at 8,000 VR. The atrocities of this cannot be overstated. I hate it so much. I never want to look at this again. My consensus so far, as you've seen here, the update has made things worse. Don't ask me how. Now we're 8,500 in Knockout Tour. That's pretty impressive. Let's see how far that can get lowered. And now friends can join Knockout Tour. So if you're so inclined, exclamation point D20, or not D20, exclamation point friend code, exclamation point FC. We've got a dice cam from Vinny, I think. We got to do a D20 here, and we've got... That's a 1. Oh, you know what that means. Camera angle, so I'll fix that up. And if you're not familiar, the bad place is where things get bad. All the dice rolls are much more arduous and humiliating for me, which is always good for you. So take a look. Added to the game, yeah. Let's see. What am I giving a history lesson on? I guess you can choose the history lesson. Start rolling and get your temp band going. All right, so we are in Knockout Tour here now, so we're going to try to hang on for dear life. I'll have to give a history lesson as we go here on the topic of your choice. Whether or not it's true, I can't really say. Get on it, folks. Every time, it is inevitable you hit that thing. I think where you place when you hit each checkpoint makes a difference, so that's why I try to rush ahead there. And we'll take the crown for now. So it all inevitably crashes down on us anyway. Also, what I don't understand is why the knockout tours aren't more dynamic. You only have the 8 set rallies. But this game has such a dynamic system of picking different intermissions and track connections. There's hundreds and hundreds of connections. I fucking hate this game. Why not leverage it to make each knockout tour dynamic? It starts in a different place. It takes different routes every time. Why is there none of that? Why are we confined to the same 8 ones? And then the same, like, 4 that it typically favors? It, you know, has never made a whole lot of sense to me. You have this just the incredible dynamism built into the mode and you're allergic to it. And then it shows off all your routes even more, which is what Nintendo's been obsessed with doing from the start. So that makes perfect sense. I boomeranged her and they immediately became a bullet bill. So that's appropriate, I think. And there's no way to see what items the enemies have in front of you or your fellow racers, so you can't plan for that sort of thing. It's all just shit timing for you. So far, so good here, though. Good on coins. So I can burn that sort of. Come here, Jimmy. Come here, Jimmy. I'm faster than you. Timing there. Can we hold it? Yeah, we can. All right, so far so good. Okay, lots happening. Get it under control. coins. Don't really need them. I'll get to the history lesson after this. We are focused now. My contacts are being contacts. Oh, did you see that? I rode on him. That was crazy. How's that for timing? No! What a dick move. Where am I going? That was big follow the leader time. Zebras. Bounce off the zebras. Okay, whoa. That, wow! You see that, Boomerang? That was a spicy one. Thread the needle. Those mushroom shortcuts, man. But I think we're out of items coming up to this last one, so... And the feather fucked me over. I needed something more powerful and I didn't get it. Will the mushroom be enough? Well, fuck off! I was in fourth, right? You saw that. I was in fourth. Bullshit, man. We were all going perfectly straight. I was in fourth. That made no sense at all. I call bullshit. 12. Pick a side. That's the wrong one. We're in the bad place. Pick the side that I wouldn't normally go for while I discuss the history lesson on the development of Halo 5. Halo 5 was developed in 3 months by 1,700 people who had never played a Halo game in their lives. So, all the decisions were naturally based on what would Activision do, right? 4-player co-op, great. We don't need split screen. We don't need anything but Warzone rec packs opening up over and over again. That mode was actually thought of when one of the developers went outside and thought that every tree was an enemy because they had never stood in the field before, if you can believe it. So very quickly their thoughts turned to what if everything on map hurt you, and thus Warzone was born. I kind of do miss Warzone too. It was a great mode. It was a ton of fun. It was different. It was, you know, one of those first genuinely PvPvE sort of experiences that kind of stood out. And it was right before The Division came out, before a lot of games started integrating those sort of you versus them versus the environment kinds of things. And it was a lot of fun. A lot better than people gave it credit for. Its history feels accurate. It cuts deep. That should block that. The boomerang is too powerful for its own good, is my argument. I'm just here to get bullied, secretly. Did I gain points off of that knockout tour? I don't even know. I should have known as soon as I got a feather at the end there that I was fine. I might not even make it out of this group. Bullshit! What was that? Give me a goddamn break! That felt scripted. Swear to God. That thing didn't move until I was coming up on it, and it explicitly targeted me. Bull fucking shit, my guy. I'm gonna need to play the tape back on that because I do not believe that that was an accident. I hate that it doesn't tell you how many points you gained or lost once you get kicked out of a knockout tour. Down. It made me do a massive bounce. Now, supposedly, bouncing was nerfed with this new update. I disagree completely. I hate this. I hate this. This is what it feels like. Please do. I will too after this. I may have to. There's no... We need legislation. This shit's not gonna fix itself. Seemingly. And I really just want dynamic rallies. Why can't it dynamically select which of these courses we go to? I'm tired of having the same 8 over and over and over again. I will not... I said it already, but I do not understand why this game can't be more dynamic with its intermissions and what courses and tracks and routes it selects, if that's going to be the whole damn point of the game and you're going to shoehorn that in so much and make people play them over and over and over again. Make it more dynamic. Okay, that, I bounced on him there. That was a massive nerf. That was much, much better. Oh, so they got hit just fine. Coins are good. Hello, Nintendo America. Fix the game! They consider this fixed, apparently. This was the update. He got bombed and kept going. That's wonderful. Oh, of course. Just out of range of that one, me boy. You know what I think might help? If you just got up to speed faster after getting hit. Clearly the invincibility frames don't matter much because you still get spammed at about the same intervals. So why not make item hits less devastating relative? And I mean, they already kind of are less. Compare them to like Mario Kart 8, but man, it still feels so obnoxiously unfair. And again, without redesigning most of these systems, I don't know how you solve that. It's an inherent flaw with having 24 players on the track at once. It really doesn't feel like it's going to get any better. I don't even know what just happened. I can't be bothered to find out. Okay, this'll work. Whoa! Cool. Cow. Be gone, cow. It's not cow time. Like, where's everyone coming from here? Not having these, like, infinite items at your disposal, you get so vulnerable. No red shells for you. Ah! I really hate the boomerang. I think it is the most obnoxious item in this game. And I didn't get an item on that last run there, so I'm pretty much dead. And this is over. Right? Because everyone with items is gonna... Oh, maybe not. Lucky save. I don't think we've run a proper bullshit counter in World, have we? I would love to know what those statistics look like. How much assholery are you forced to endure in a single race? Having too many items was not the problem. Giving more items with the boxes resetting more quickly is not the solution. There's some good reds at least. And they worked properly. Sweating a little bit there. This is never guaranteed. I'll take that. Dropping in on you. That is where being lightweight really helps you out. And in Knockout Tour, it is honestly the best kept secret. How much shit it lets you dodge, how much faster you get on your feet after a lightning. When every second counts in Knockout Tour and you gotta outpace someone else, it really does make a difference. All right, made it to the end. Might have him if I can sneak here. This mushroom at the end is going to be critical. You gotta get him sometimes! Oh my god! How long did that take? Only 2.5 hours later. And how many points did I get for that? Can we rewind the tape there? Because that was not a lot of points, I don't think. Ooh. Smash Brothers, clap, clap, clap. We finally did it. Oh my god. I think the lesson here is that we just stick to Knockout Tour from now on, right? The main races with the intermissions and falling behind and all these different things, maybe that's just not the move. It kind of gets less chaotic as you go in Knockout Tour. You can try to manage the chaos and just avoid the bottom 4 a little easier. Let's make a pact here, right now. If we do Mario Kart World again on stream, and I'm not convinced that we will, this has been nothing but pain tonight. Maybe we just stick to Knockout Tour and have fun that way. If not, playing legitimately competitively in like the Mario Kart Lounge or something like that. Oh man, pain, 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 it hurts. We're just sort of decompressing with a little free roam here, and we can see some of the map now. You know, some of the P switches that we've already hit. We've hit 98 of them, and you can again kind of see where there's gaps around the map of ones that we haven't really seen much of. Different places to explore. AO first, that's right. There's something wrong with this compared to 8. And there has been from the very start. 8 kept you on your toes, but you didn't go from first to 22nd in one attack. No. Now, only having 12 racers helped, and even that felt like absolute chaos back in the day, didn't it? Oh, there she goes. Nab it. Are his steps on beat with the music? That's an amazing level of detail, if so. That's our first panel for Mario Shipyard, too, which is nice. Maybe that's the secret. Don't have items. Yeah! That is it. For that reason, Mario Kart World gets a sad and lonely 1 Glooby out of 5. We've only given... See, now you got me thinking. I think we've only given one game a 1 out of 5 so far, and that's 007 Legends. That's been our worst score to date? I think so. Now, to be fair, and again, to sort of prematurely advertise what's coming on the channel, since the Bubsy content from PAX West has been doing so well with Bubsy 4D, We are going to review the original Bubsy as a retro review on the SNES. Hopefully that'll be published in about a week's time. Spoiler alert, it is not good, but I doubt it's going to be like a record-setting 1 Glooby out of 5. Not good. So take that for what it's worth. We were talking with Drake's Cove before, who is a self-professed lifelong Bubsy fan, and the mental fortitude that must take is significant. So that's coming. These go-karts must run on... I'll tell you what, these go-karts must run on propane and propane accessories. It's that hint of pride in his voice whenever he talks about propane. That just tickles my biscuit. All right, we have a D24. Vinny in the bad. So we're gonna put cheese on head. Let's, oh, we got multiple ones. All right, I'll do them all first and then figure out what we have to do. Xerox is first. I'm already uncomfortable, so we'll make that worse, but I'll chair stream you for a second here so I can get some cheese. Here comes the cheese. Here comes the cheese. It's a little like, what is this? Here comes the smolder. Something absurd. What's weird is the dice cam loses audio. Oh, I don't have the mic on the bad place. I can fix that. Hold on. Now I'm here. I didn't even know. You were, oh, I was the advocate for propane and propane accessories. So am I devil's advocating for not? I don't think I physically can. Peaches is eating Angus beef and cheese for dinner. There you go. Cheese on head. The deed has been done. Advocate for Mario Kart World main mode, like the free roam? Like this, you mean? I think it's interesting how people kind of take this as the quote-unquote main mode of the game, but it never really was advertised that way. The mode you lost points in tonight. Oh, so just normal race mode? I don't know that I can without throwing up, so let's try it. Oh, I'm going to put the cheese more forward on my head. There you go. It is the traditional Mario Kart online race mode in its purest and fullest form to date, isn't it? Taking full advantage of the voting system from Mario Kart 8, geographically located to take advantage of those intermissions, to take advantage of all the ways that you can explore the map dynamically. It really elevates the standard voting system to leverage the intermissions and the exploration elements of the game in all new ways. And isn't that just so exciting? It, of course, gives you the perfect opportunity. No! Damn it. It does. It gives the player a real sense of map progression. It really makes you feel like a teenage Spider-Man. 7 out of 8, 7.8 out of 10 too much water. This is why it's the bad place. Gnarly as hell, man. There we go. I'm eating the cheese because I'm not buying this. I'm feeling the sinus, the like late night sinuses settle in too. Let me eat the cheese first before I talk. Nom 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 nom. Cheese on head. I'm loving every second of the pain. It hurts. It really hurts me. and to take advantage of you, the player, because this shit, ah! It hurts me. It does. Look how pretty it is, though. Look how pretty the world. You ever just become a baby on a motorbike on the water, sailing out into God knows where? Beautiful. Wonderful. It's atrocious. You know what I find interesting? The camera only centers itself after you rotate it while you're accelerating. And only while you're accelerating. So watch this. I just think this is a weird way to implement it. So we're just cruising here, we're on the water, whatever. I'm going to turn and face the other way. If I hold down accelerate, right, it automatically recenters itself as I go. If I am just kind of chilling here, I'm going to do this, and if I tap the accelerator, it recenters itself only while the A button is held down, which I just find so curious. But that's a very Nintendo way to do it, isn't it? Oh man, well as we kind of wind down tonight, let's go over some programming notes before we settle. So, like we said, Bubsy, there's going to be more Bubsy stuff coming in the next couple of weeks because y'all love your Bubsy so much, and I don't blame you. Thank you for supporting all that stuff from PAX West, by the way. The numbers have been great, and Bubsy 4D has been far and away the most popular thing from the show, so we're grateful you're watching. We'll have more Bubsy content for you in the weeks to come. And like I said, a full review of the original Bubsy on the SNES. Probably sometime either real late this weekend or early next week. We have one more interview from PAX West that's going up probably tomorrow, hopefully, question mark. And it's a cool one. It's a little different than our usual stuff. But it was a very cool vendor with some very cool stuff that we really wanted to highlight. And so we managed to stop by before show's end. And then there will be more Riftbound as well. So we've been trying to take advantage of the trial decks that Riot so graciously gave us before the game launches at the end of October. So we have a little over a month to go. And there will be more Riftbound coverage and streams. One of which will be me grabbing some of the trial decks from Sari and teaching Sarah how to play. So, Other Girl will make an appearance on the stream, and we will be playing a card game together, which is just so wonderful. And with all this added equipment and all these wireless mics now, it's going to be easier than ever. So that's going to be really fun. And then, before you know it, we're going to be toward the end of October, and that means, with it being earlier than usual, the Road to PAX Unplugged kicks off in earnest. So we're going to probably take a little more of a board game skew with our content over that, next couple of weeks. And that's always very fun. Race around a tribute to Vanilla Lake. You got it. We're going to do a couple more P-Switch missions here, and then I think we'll call it a night. It literally is just Vanilla Lake. Without being included as a track. It's a full-on, you could have slotted this in for Koopa Troopa Beach, and I actually probably would have been happier. You know what I'm saying? I just have to finish, right? I don't have to finish first with these. Whee! Gets out Howard on the phone. 16 times the detail. Or some such. Where did my P switches? I saw them. I know they're here. There's one over there, probably. And the UFOs. The UFOs are supposedly more accessible, easier to find. You can suck things up. Here we are. This is Mario Kart, folks. That went really well for me. Oh, and I have to fly out. Okay, that's good. Well, that just dragged me really far away from my goal. I didn't even get to have any fun with it. Wow, penguins put on a parade. Weird place to have a parade, guys. Of course, I missed everyone. Painful, painful, painful. Interesting parade. Thanks. Oh, that's a cute sticker, though. I'm endlessly fascinated by this underside of Sky High Sundae here. And just the random area that it's all propped up on with stilts and how they, like, put it into the world in context and have it all make sense, I just think is delightful. I don't think there's any P switches down here. That's okay. All right, well, my voice is threatening to give out, so we'll probably have to call it a night here. Thank you all for tuning in. Really appreciate it. This has been Hypocritic GG. Streaming live on Twitch and YouTube. I'm Luke, some call me Cheat Speak, and that has been yet another mind fuck of a Mario Kart World night. We're probably going to have to table Kart for a while unless it's Knockout Tour. This is not advantageous to my health or sanity, although I'm sure it's fun. And we're gonna camp under the sugar plum tree here and call it a night. Thanks everyone for tuning in. Get ready for Bubsy stuff over the next week or two. More Riftbound coming and more. You know where to find us for all of it. Stay fresh, cheese bags. Catch you back here real soon.